Well, I think the last time you all saw me on stage, I was in big Mickey Mouse pajamas and holding Winnie the Pooh. Hopefully you'll all have forgotten that highlight of my Beth Emeth career. But tonight, I come to you with all seriousness as Vice President of Ritual Committee. I can tell ritual jokes, like a rabbi and a gabbai going to a bar. But do you all know the difference between a rabbi and a gabbai? Well, how about a super gabbai? So I decided to take a different approach. Did you know there are 435 families here at Congregation Beth Emeth? And they all got together a little while ago. Can you imagine if we had a fundraiser with all 435 families? Why, there was Bezalel and Silas. You getting the hang of it yet? How about Rosner? What if there were 2 Williams? You think you can handle this? Okay, here goes. 5 down, 430 to go. Once upon a time, the member families of Congregation Beth Emeth got together to plan a fundraiser. So they auctioned off 2 diamonds, one of them very fine, 2 steins, or was it a silver stein? Each stein was forged by one type of smith or another type of smith. That's 2 smiths for those of you counting. And they forged it out of a new alloy. And just to make it more valuable, they threw in a string of pearls. And my gosh, they collected gold. They auctioned off 1,000 Goldenberg peanut chews, a gold burger from McDonald's, and a football toss with Brett Favre and Goldfarb. Yeah, I know that's stretching it. Would it be better if they auctioned off a 5-carat golden ring? I thought so. I mean, it was a regular gold gloss festival. Someone even offered to donate their fleet or a fancy car. Gosh, this is going to take some time. I'd be a bitter man if I picked up the pace. Well, we all went to shul to prepare for the big evening. Who was there, you might ask? Boy, there were a lot of men. There were 3 Feldmans, 2 Bergmans, 2 Kurtzmans, 2 Liebermans, a Beekman, a Berman, a Dorfman, a Foreman, a Friedman, a Glauberman, a Gutman, a Hickman, a Huffman, an Immerman, a Common, a Katzman, a Kaufman, a Copperman, a Norman, a Perlman, a Riesman, a Roisman, a Schumann, a Schwartzman, a Stillman, a Waldman, a Weissman, a Zellman, a Zimman, and a Zeiselman. So we needed food for this fundraiser, so we headed to Harris Teeter to see which would cost the less money, fish or meat, especially comparing a side of meat versus to catch of the day, some fresh pollock from the shore. They picked up some Dillis pickles, a slab of Colby cheese, some porter wine, some fresh churny butter, some wieners, and some ground beef. But it was only enough to make like 4 burgers and 4 Reubens. Besides, I was aghast. How can we mix milk and meat? We were tormenting ourselves. Well, we figured we learned our lesson and put the meat back, so much for veal piccata. I then grabbed a Dell sack of flour, a sack of potatoes, while others went to find the fresh catch from 3 Gordons, fishermen, without the sea this time. The back fin crab meat wouldn't do, so we found 2 gross of Florida gropper. We could assign 2 glazers to glaze the sweet sauce over. For dessert, we passed by an ice cream cone stand where we could buy as many as 9 cones. We tried to buy leavened bread, but there was some sort of gross mold over the whole loaf. Turns out it was made from some brackish water. So we settled for a morsel of Mandel bread and a couple of cans of Coke-Loff Colas. It was the key color as far as sodas go. Oh, and we got a box of Camerling tea. I don't want to forget that. So we didn't need any toothbrushes or soap, or we'd have stopped by the Levy Myers display. But we did need some cotton swabs, and we bought applauded them and went on our way. Rather than getting waylaid anymore in the store, we made the wise call to leave when we did because it was getting late. So after running our errand, we turned on the radio and we heard Ludwig von Beethoven's Ninth Symphony with Jascha Heifetz playing solo. And it seemed as we head home, we went through every burg from here to New Jersey on the way home. We stumbled into Feinberg and Furberg and two Ginsbergs and a Greenberg. For a bit, it seemed like that all Rodinas led to nowhere. We kind of passed through Hanneberg, Franzberg, Weinberg, before speeding through those urban towns of Steinberg and Stromberg. From there we could make it home. We drove so fast in our Mini Cooper, you might have thought we were trying out for the Winston Cup at Watkins Glen. Yes, sirree. You would have thought we would have slowed down for Rutenberg and Rosenberg. But we wanted to get back with the food before the whole congregation severed their ties with us. Gosh, I feel like Rudolph or something. On Belsky, Vitalsky, Danowski, Blitzen. On Spotsky, Pievsky, Charles, no Blitzen. Well, I digress. Frankly, we were on the way home, but suddenly we were accosted by two seagulls and a seagull. They appeared riled up from something and sized us up pretty good. So we ran into the forest to escape them. The wind was howling, and the footing was treacherous. We almost fell over a cliff or two while running. Just in the nick of time, Jones and Walensky burst into the scene and tethered us together so we wouldn't fall over. But the sky was clear and the birds followed anyway. We thought about fighting them, but we were inclined, poor clines anyway, to hide instead. So chasing around the area, we hid behind a rock kind of in the spirit of our forefathers, Abrahamson, Isaacs, and Jacob. Luckily, some dogs started barking and raised the attention of Scherzinger and Mezeritsky. I brought them into the story. But here's the key thing. They were practicing for the pentathlon. So they grabbed their two ski guns and scared the birds away. And not in a moment too soon. Hopefully we'll never see the whites of them anytime soon. Boy, good birds, that was a close one.